Hello guys and welcome to a new episode of the football show. Today we're going to talk about yesterday's Premier League games and also games from other European leagues, and also we're going to preview today's Premier League games. Before anything, I start with today's games. Obviously, I didn't make a video for the last couple of days, and that was the reason because I was celebrating Ramadan Kareem and I was going to different places in Egypt to see some of my family members living there, because obviously the place where I live in Egypt is completely far away to the place where they live in. So I wanted to see them, especially in the Ramadan time, have a breakfast with them, and I had a lovely time. But now back to business, and so yeah, that's why I want to take some days off and spend some time with my family. But now I'm ready to go rock and roll, Now let's start with the Premier League games. Yesterday's games, Aston Villa dropped points against Leeds United 1-1. Leeds United were on the cusp or in the grasp of winning an amazing game, a fantastic win, 3 points over Aston Villa away from home. But Tammy Abraham equalises in 88th minute. Crucial point for Aston Villa, especially if they want to finish in the top four, because I think if Aston Villa massively crumble, I think they would have lost this game. Considering they managed to get a draw, it's important. Yeah, of course they should beat Leeds at home, but I think considering how well Leeds have done in the last 3 months, and considering it's a difficult game, even though Aston Villa at home, I think it's a decent point for Aston Villa in my opinion. But yeah, Leeds United should have been a win for them, and could have been a win if they would have won that game. They would have been I think 8 points clear of West Ham, so kind of a missed opportunity, but very nearly fantastic win for Leeds United. But Aston Villa get a crucial point at the end, a goal from Tammy Abraham. So yeah, 1-1 draw. Both teams dropped points though. Aston Villa dropped points, and one of their teams, however, they got a bit of relief because one of their top 4 rivals also dropped points, which I'm going to talk about later. Brentford against Brentford. Brighton win their difficult winless streak by winning 2-0 away from home against Brentford. Brentford, who's been a very good run of form recently, and Brighton the opposite, a very poor run of form. So the fact that Brighton win there and won, which is a bit of a surprise because Brentford, with a very good run of form, and Brighton with a difficult run of form. But you have to give credit to Brighton for bouncing back, and it was a good win over a Brentford side who's been amazing this season, in my opinion. So, yeah. Chelsea drew 1-1 with Burnley. Massive drop points for Chelsea. A missed opportunity considering Aston Villa dropped points, and it was a perfect opportunity for them to win this game. They should win against Burnley. I mean, they should have won it. I mean, credit to Burnley for stucking in there, and they managed to get a point towards the end. I thought Burnley played quite well, actually. I think they were not a team that was parking the bus. I thought at times they tried to go for it, they tried to create chances. So I think you have to give them credit, and they got what they deserved at the end with a point. But you have to look at Chelsea. I mean, very, very disappointing performance. They get the goal, they get the lead very early on from João Pedro, and think okay, Chelsea should go on, continue and dominate and win the game. But they never did that. They never did that. And why is that? They go down to 10 men once again. How many red cards they've had this season? How many red cards? 72nd minute, they get a red card from Wesley Fofana. They go down to 10 men, and you think okay, Chelsea, this is looking complicated for them. Whenever they go down to 10 men, they struggle and they crumble, and they did crumble towards the equaliser at the end from Zayn Fleming. Credit to Burnley for getting that draw. I mean, but you have to say Chelsea bottled it. You have to say, because they were 2-0 up against Leeds United at home. At home, 2-0 up, and they throw that away. Should have won with that chance from Cole Palmer. And in this game, you have to say they bottled it as well against a Red side who've been struggling all season, 19th in the Premier League. 1-0 up in the first 4-5 minutes, and you think okay, Chelsea should go on and win the game comfortably and gain some confidence. But then they never did that. They dropped points again. And let's not forget, Chelsea's fixtures have come up are not that kind to them. They've got Arsenal away, they've got Villa away, they've got Newcastle at home, then they go to good, Everton away, who been quite decent this season. Then they play Man City. Then they play Manchester United. Then they go to Brighton away. You know, they've got really difficult fixtures. I mean, then they have Nottingham Forest at home, but then they go away to Liverpool. Then they play one of the London rivals, Tottenham, and they go away to Sunderland, which is a very difficult game there. So they've got really such a really difficult number of fixtures from now on until the end of the season. And maybe except that game against Forest at home, which is the 2nd of May. All the other games they have, you could make a good case they will drop points in those games. And you really could make a case for those games. They could drop points because, and Chelsea, you know, they blew it. That's why those 2 games they dropped points was disappointing. They had to win those games because the difficult games they have is coming, and they dropped points in those games. They dropped the ball. So yeah, you know, Chelsea have nothing but themselves to blame. You know, apparently, obviously, Livingston was saying towards the goal they conceded that you know, he doesn't want to throw his players on the bus, but a player was marking the wrong player. One of our players was marking the wrong player, and he made the wrong assignment, etc. For sure, he was talking about Tosin, and you have to say you kind of get it because he made a mistake for that defending for that goal. But again, you know, it's not entirely Tosin's fault that you were so poor. Your performance was really poor. Cole Palmer, he had a difficult game. He was subbed off. He was like not happy, but can you really argue with it when he's not been that great this season? His form has not been that good. His performance in this game was not that good. And Chelsea was a very poor performance from them, in my opinion. You know, when the going gets tough, they show they can't handle it. When they go to 10 men, they show they cannot handle it. And this game showcased that perfectly. So, yeah. Now they are 4th in the Premier League, but obviously Liverpool points Man United. Man United have to play Everton tomorrow. Liverpool have a game as well. I think with the momentum that Manchester United have, I think they should finish in the top 4. I really think so. Chelsea, I don't think so with the fixtures they have. I really don't think so. Liverpool, I don't know, to be honest with you, because you know, yes, they've started to be a little bit better recently, but I'm not really 100% sure, because sometimes, you know, you see some Liverpool games where, for example, against Villa and against Real Madrid, when they played really well in those games, and you think like, okay, they're gonna bounce back and come back, but then they get absolutely destroyed by City and Liverpool and PSV. So, sorry, City, Nottingham Forest and PSV, I should say. So, yeah, it's difficult to say with Liverpool. So, yeah, but massive drop points for Chelsea. West Ham drew 0-0 with Bournemouth. Yeah, I think West Ham would have liked to win that game, considering they are fighting to stay up. But they got that point, and they're 2 points behind Nottingham Forest, who still have to play Liverpool today. So, yeah. Manchester City beat Newcastle United 2-1. Huge win for Manchester City, considering they go 2 points behind Arsenal, the same team who obviously throw away a 2-goal lead against the side who are bottom of the league. But anyway, Man City went 1-1 up in the 14th minute. Fantastic goal, brilliant goal from Nico O'Reilly. Newcastle, you have to give them credit. They bounced back and they recovered and they responded well. 1-1 goal from Lewis Hall, 22nd minute. But then 5 minutes later, City take the lead from Nico O'Reilly once again with a very good cross from Erling Haaland. I heard, you know, Haaland is one of the top assisters in the Premier League. So yeah, apparently he doesn't score. Apparently he only scores goals. That's what he does, huh? But you have to give credit to Erling Haaland, because I think I said it a couple of times before, and I'll say it again. He's better now this season, not only in terms of scoring, but also in terms of the build-up play, the link-up play. He's better at that. So you can feel that from that progress. You know, even when I was talking about, I think it was the Bournemouth game or the Liverpool game, where they won 3-1 or 3-0, and his link-up was good. He was really good, not only in terms of scoring, but his link-up was fantastic. So yeah, something that I think you have to appreciate Erling Haaland is that his game has gone up, not only in terms of goals, but also his link-up play. So well done to him for that. But for City, I think Nico O'Reilly, I mean, what a brilliant performance from him. Not only the two goals he scored, in general, very brilliant performance from him. And the growth of City players coming from the academy is fantastic. I mean, the ability from City to bring good players from the academies is fantastic. You know, Nico O'Reilly, Phil Foden, Nico Lewis, Cole Palmer, who went to Chelsea, Tosin, who also went to Chelsea. City have a very, very good policy in terms of bringing very good young players from the academy. And Nico O'Reilly was one of them, of course. So, yeah, City, I don't think they were at their best. It wasn't a good performance from City, in my opinion. There was still some shaky moments. Newcastle were creating some chances. But, you know, the fact that City managed to go on and grind out that result against a Newcastle side who've been better in form recently, you have to give them credit for overcoming that situation that Newcastle had to push them through. So, well done to Man City, huge win, and you could see the relief and the happiness of the City players and Guardiola after the match. So, very important win for Manchester City and for Guardiola especially. Arsenal dropped points a couple of days ago, so it was important for City to win and to go 2 points behind Arsenal before they play against Tottenham today. So, very good win for Man City. It wasn't a brilliant performance, and you can see in this game is that, and also in general this season, that this City side is not a brilliant City side. It's not related to the standards that they had in the past, where they were really at their best, 100 points, domestic quadruple, intercontinental treble, where they were at their really peak, at their best. This City side is not that great. They're not that great, but you look at a lot of their players. They're young. They are, we can clearly see City are building for the future. So, yeah, but let's see what happens. But they've got very good players. Not only, of course, they're building a new squad, a new team, looking team. But they still got quality players. They still got likes of Haaland, Marmoush, Semenyo, good defenders as well, like Mangay as well, who they brought on. Turkey coming off the bench as well. So they're building for the future. But you can see that City, the future they have in terms of the squad and their players is very, very good. So yeah, but City, very important win for them, and they go 2 points behind Arsenal. Listen, I still think Arsenal will win the Premier League. But again, they're making it difficult for themselves. I mean, you can't win the Premier League by throwing away a 2-goal lead against the side who are bottom of the Premier League. And I know people say, oh, but City throw away a 2-goal lead against Tottenham. Yeah, but Tottenham, even though they fight for relegation, if you look at mathematically, but Tottenham are a good side. They're better than that, and they are the Europa League winners. You can't win the Premier League by throwing away a 2-goal lead against the side who are bottom of the league, who just had 9 points before that. So yeah, I still think Arsenal win the Premier League, but they're making it difficult for me to be convinced about them winning the league. It's difficult because I still think pick Arsenal because this City side, yes, they have the experience, etc., and they have the quality. And they have more match winners than Arsenal, but this City side is not gonna win every single game. Neither do Arsenal, to be honest. Neither Arsenal. I don't think Arsenal are gonna win every game, but neither do City as well. So, however, that game in 18th of April between these two is gonna be very crucial, very, very critical. So, let's see what happens in that game. But huge win for Guardiola and for City in this game, considering I don't think they were at their best. Como with a very good win again, 2-0 win over Juventus, who, they had a very difficult result against Galatasaray, and they lose again this time to Como. A damage blow for Juventus' hopes of qualifying for the Champions League again next season. Inter extend their lead in Serie A by beating Lecce 2-0 to 10 points clear of AC Milan before they play again. Goals from Mkhitaryan and Akanji were Inter Milan looking good in Serie A. And then Paris Saint-Germain with 3-0 against Metz. Monaco beat Lens 3-2, considering Lens were 2-0 up and they throw that away. The same side who are top of the French league, but they lose that 2-goal lead over Monaco, and PSG win, and PSG go back to the top of the French league. Let's move on to other leagues.